it's Chantel with Wildberry Quilting, and today I have a new box that we are unboxing. Now, this one is from Mrs. Quilty. They contacted me and asked if they could send me a box free for my honest review. So, of course, I said yes. So, let's check this out. All right, now this is the box inside the box. Now, one thing I will say is I'm very curious to see about the quality of this fabric, because on their website, they do mention that it's fabric you don't find elsewhere. So it's not going to be designer fabric, but they do say that it's very good quality. So I can be kind of picky about the quality of my fabric. So I'm curious as to how it's going to compare to what I'm used to. I will say, though, that I know that there are some, you can buy quality fabric that's not designer fabrics. It's just, it's harder to do online without being able to see it or feel it before you purchase. So this is the book that it comes with, and this is actually a fairly decent sized magazine. And let's see, it's got, I guess, 47 pages is what it looks like in the beginning of it. And it includes, let's see, introducing this month's collection, Pin It Right, your handbook, Mrs. Quilty tips, introducing this month's projects. There's a lot in this book. This is a lot. Ooh, I like these house blocks. How cute is that? Very adorable. It's got all the instructions for that. And then we've also got these basket blocks. A very traditional block, but very nice block too. Oh, and it looks like there's something for these. I'm guessing this is a type of pin cushion because I've seen pin cushions like this before. Let's see what it calls it. Making the pocket. Triangle book stand. Oh, I see. Okay, so it's like a tablet or a book stand. Can you see that there? Try and get the focus. And it looks like it's got some little pockets for other things like reading glasses and pens and notepads and such. And there's a few other things in here too, like templates for stained glass windows. Very cool. So that is quite a hefty little book. Now, I'm going to save the fabric for last and get to that at the end because I'm curious what all is going to come in here. This is supposed to be a beginner quilting box, so it should be really ideal for people who are just starting out. So in this little baggie came these two little wooden buttons, and on the back they have magnets attached to them. They're opposite polarities, or they're not wanting to go together. So let's see what, I don't know what that's for specifically, because you wouldn't use that as a needle minder since there's not a back one. I wonder if it says in here. It might say in the book. I'll come back to that at the end. We've got the fabric now. So this is a pretty hefty amount of fabric, it looks like. I think they're all fat quarters. 8 pieces, 21.6 by 18.1. So yeah, oh, there it says fat quarters. So, it looks like there's 2 bundles of this. I've already started to pull one out. So let's go through the fabrics and I will show you each of them. And then I will tell you what I think about the quality of it. This is really cute. This is kind of it's like a red, white, and blue bundle. Oops. This is really cute though with the deer and the doves. Oh, and there's sheep on there too. We've got a gingham. And it's a pretty floral, little ditzy floral. I do like the prints of that they've got. They have a nice designer. Whoever's putting together, making the designs for it. And we've got a solid red and a solid blue. And then we've got that same one from the beginning that had the deer and the doves, and there you can see the sheep. And that is one entire stack of 8, and the other one is the same. Now, quality-wise, don't know what my voice just did then. Let's see, quality. I will say this is a hard one because this is definitely better quality than what you would find at a big box store and a certain craft store who shall remain nameless that starts with a J. But this is a lot better quality than that kind of fabric. It's definitely a lot thicker than that. It does feel different than Moda, but it's not thinner. I would not say this is thinner. It's, I almost want to say it has a twill-like feel to it. Is that odd? It's like a very thin twill, but of course twill is thicker than normal quilting cotton, so it's still, for quilting cotton, that's not thin. That's interesting. I haven't come across I can't think of any other brand that I've picked up that feels like this. So this is definitely something different. This is not, I don't think I would say that's low quality. But I don't know that, it's hard for me to say. I feel like I'm a pretty good gauge of what quality fabrics are. I will say that the solids feel a little bit different. They don't have that same kind of twill-like feel, and even the weave, you can tell it's woven a little bit differently. Yeah, this just has that feel to it, like, very similar to, this is very similar to those wide backing fabrics where it's on a sateen. Like if you've ever had a Tula Pink wide backing fabric, they're on a cotton sateen, but this is not as smooth feeling as the cotton sateen, but it feels like it's a less smooth version of that. And now the solid fabrics do feel a little bit lower quality than what that is, or at least that blue does. I'm gonna open up the red one too to feel it. Yeah, I think that it still doesn't feel low quality. Like this is still not something that, I don't know that you can even see through that when I hold it up. It's actually got a decent hand to it. So I don't know if in the past, if they have upped their game of fabric. I know I've seen some other people unbox this, and it's kind of the other unboxing videos I've seen have kind of been all over the place. Some people say it's really fantastic, and other people didn't like it as much. But I think this is decent quality fabric. And I definitely think that this is a fantastic quality for a beginner to start with, which is really what this box is aimed towards, is for somebody who's just getting into quilting. And looking at their quilting book that they give you such a wide variety of different patterns that you can make in this book. I really think that's fantastic for a beginner, because you know, you might want template type patterns and you might really enjoy that. Or maybe you don't like template patterns and you'd rather do a traditional cutting and piecing pattern. And I think that's fantastic that you've got the options in there and you can really do whichever you prefer, and you're not tied down to a single pattern for the whole month, which I think that's fantastic, especially for a beginner. Yeah, I think I would definitely buy this for somebody that I know that is a beginner just starting out. I think this would be a great box for them. And these are definitely fabrics that I think would hold up over time. I don't think these would fall apart on them either, which is ultimately what you're looking for with a quilt. And they don't feel rough, which is also nice. So they do have a little bit more body to them than what I'm used to, which I think is that feel that I'm comparing to like a twill or that sateen that you get with the wide backings, but without it being as smooth as a sateen. I don't know. I feel like I'm all over the place in my description here, but it's not, you know, I was really expecting to go into this and be able to tell you, oh, yes, this is great quality fabric, or no, this isn't the quality that I was expecting. But this is completely different. This is it's not comparable to what you would buy in a box store. It is definitely a higher grade than that. You're not going to find this at the J store or the H store. This is definitely going to be better than that. And I would be curious to see how color fast it is too, because that's also another way that we can test the quality, I think, of fabrics is how color fast it is and whether it's going to bleed in your projects. But on the surface, I would say I am impressed with this. I think this is fantastic for a beginner. And yeah, I think this is a really good starting point for someone. And I think I'm going to check with my kids and see if one of them would enjoy learning how to quilt. And this would be a fun place for them to pick up. Okay, I looked through the book to try to figure out what these little guys are, and they are labeled as needle minders. Now, I've just gotten into cross stitching, so I don't know everything there is about it, but the ones that I've bought before, they have a separate magnet on the back. So they'll have this magnet and then a separate one, and you can attach it to either side of your fabric. This one does not have that. It's just the single piece, which, I mean, theoretically, you could just get another magnet and stick it to the back, and then you'll have a regular needle minder. And then you have, I guess, two magnets so that you'll have two needle minders. I guess that maybe they're expecting you just to use it, setting it beside your project and set your needle on it. But I think that it would be better if there was a second magnet to make it a standard needle minder. But they are cute, and I might have to pick up that second magnet so I can use them. I'm going to put the link in the description box over to the Mrs. Quilty website so you can check them out if you're interested. If you enjoyed this, please remember to hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you again next time. Bye!